So you're a talking Pikachu with no memory who's addicted to caffeine.
I could stop whenever I want. These are just choices. Another round, extra shot, black as night. Thank you, sweetie.
You have an enormous world to work with. What are the challenges of adapting that to screen?
For me, the challenge was just how do you get to the human story? How do you get to the heart and the emotion and try to make that believable? So that was first and foremost. And then, how to bring these Pokemon to life. They're cartoons, cartoon shapes that we wanted to bring into the real world so that when people watch the movie, it feels like they're actually there and living, breathing creatures, shot on location, shot on film. We did a lot, old vintage lenses, did everything we could to make it gritty and organic so that the Pokemon would integrate in a way where you sit back and think, wow, is Pikachu there on set?
I was kind of wondering about that sometimes when I'd watch the movie, how far everyone's kind of standing apart in certain shots, so you can add all that in later. Yeah.
We did crazy stuff. I mean, we shot it in London, on busy streets during rush hour traffic, and we'd sent Justice 5 blocks away, and we had these big zoom lenses on him, and he's walking, and we had people with rods and little orange balls at the ends of the rods to make sure, they could clear out lanes for us to drop the Pokemon. And
we are here in Japan.
Yeah.
You guys, the press tour has been in Korea, in China, all over the place.
Yeah.
Are there changes made for the international market, or is it in the back of your mind, this has to play everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, the approach was, it is a worldwide phenomenon. I was born and raised in Hawaii, which is already kind of a cross-section of East meets West, so there's an Asian influence when I was growing up. And building out the city, Rhyme City, the pitch was, let's mash up London, New York, and Tokyo. I really wanted to get a world, this fantasy world that felt real, but also felt like a cross-section of different cultures and ethnicities, and that would be the best way to represent something that is a phenomenon around the world.
There are a ton of Pokemon in the movie, but there's 800 some.
Yeah.
Are there any that you were trying to get in that you couldn't get in, and what were some of the challenges?
It's challenging. It's super expensive.
Yeah.
So that pretty much cut us off right.
Did you find that out early in the process?
Well, yes. I was like, let's do 100, and they're like, not gonna happen. But yeah, and there's a lot of technical challenges to it. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings and say what's not in there, but there's a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of the fan favorite Pokemon. There's a lot of our favorites, a lot of the earlier generation ones in the hopes that we can just keep expanding it. Detective Pikachu is a game that was in development when the movie started, so there's certain Pokemon that are specific to that game that are baked in.
Last question, there's a ton of Easter eggs in the movie.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
When Tim walks into his father's apartment for the first time, there is a Easter egg in there that has nothing to do with Pokemon that I think is hilarious that people are starting to notice. There's a lot of Pokemon first movie references. Even the air bubbles in the tank are a very specific design to pay homage to the anime styles. There's all kinds of cinematic genre Easter eggs, and there's just a lot of Pokemon Easter eggs throughout.
I love it. Thank you.
That's a twist. That's very twisty.